Now, I think more information about Camunda can be provided by our partner, Matteo Gori, a business developer at Camunda. Matteo, thank you for participating of our webinar. Could you please explain what Camunda can bring for businesses, especially for banking, and perhaps you can highlight some insights from Camunda customers?
Of course. Thank you once again, Maria, for the introduction. I'll basically, so I'm a business developer at Camunda. So currently I cover for different regions, pretty much the majority of countries in the EMEA region, Italy, Eastern Europe, Turkey, and Sub-Saharan Africa in particular. So just to go back to Maria's point, why is Camunda such a recognized partner in the process automation and orchestration market? So we had a strong debut in the 2023 Forrester Wave for digital process automation software, and we stood out as a strong performer against other softwares in the space. As you can see also from the slide, we were the company with the strongest strategy out of all the ones in the industry. So this recognition highlights the growing influence of open architecture and open standards in the industry, challenging the more, let's say, the more traditional monolithic lock-in types of vendors that have limited enterprise options. The first wave gave us, or we received the highest possible scores for end-to-end process orchestration, data-driven automation, strategy, vision, innovation, adoption, and pricing flexibility and transparency, which is great in my opinion. But of course, this is all well and good, but what really matters is the value that one may generate from their customers, right? So the Forrester found that enterprises investing in Camunda can see a 408% ROI, which is extremely high. Next, the NPV or net present value at $112.1 million. So for those of you who don't know, the net present value is a way to measure the projected value of an investment over time. And if the result is positive, it means the investment is expected to be profitable. And in addition to the ROI and the NPV, companies can start seeing payback in just 8 months, which is a very short time frame. But what about the actual benefits, you may ask? So Forrester broke it down into 4 quantified categories. So first of all, increased customer satisfaction, which can lead to $57.8 million in profits. Improvements in operations and in operations efficiency, valued at $66.6 million. That's like saving 5,525 full-time resources over 3 years, which is insane. Process development efficiencies worth $615,000. So by using Camunda, enterprises can save over 20,000 hours of development time. And then, of course, improvement in process quality, which can save $15 million because, of course, who wants to deal with pesky errors and compliance issues, right? So the report also highlighted some unquantifiable benefits like improved collaboration between IT and business, better visibility into processes, along with increased business agility. Of course, you can read all about the Forrester report by clicking on the QR code that was in the previous slide. So as you may have understood up until now, the financial industry and the BFSI, so the banking and financial industry, is the most common customer for Camunda. So this is because financial services companies usually face challenges such as slow innovation due to legacy technology and technical debt. They're also facing the rise of cryptocurrencies, for example, which contribute to a complex and ever-changing regulatory landscape. So we have customers in the financial services industry that use Camunda, for example, for asset management, underwriting, loan processing, know your customer procedures, customer onboarding, and so on and so forth. So the companies that you see here on the right-hand side of the slide, these are just some of our customers in the industry, and I believe if you will find the majority of them in our website if you want to read their customer stories, for example. But talking about customer stories, next slide, please. I will like to introduce to you our one of our major clients, Rabobank. You might have heard of them. They're one of the major banks in Benelux region, but overall they're present in many countries in Europe. Unfortunately, we do not have time to watch the video, but I would suggest all of you to have a look at it on our website. But maybe I can give you some highlights of what these two gentlemen talked about in that video. So, first of all, they presented their project during CamundaCon New York City, and I'll go more about it in a later slide. But so basically, Rabobank's IT lead, Louvris Vernick, and business analyst Pascal van Punjvelde. Apologies for for the pronunciation. So they in this video they discussed their successful integration of Camunda 8 to reduce time to market by 30%, and that led to fostering a better alignment between business and IT. So through Camunda, the bank streamlined complex front-end processes, facilitating early detection of requirements and simplifying the intricacies of IT processes. The aim of adopting Camunda was to build a reusable process library for efficient workflow assembly, essentially. And this duo that you see before, they also noted a rise in Camunda's adoption across Rabobank departments and their preference for SaaS solutions to focus on enhancing customer experiences over infrastructure management. So of course, they didn't start adopted Camunda over all their processes, but they started from a smaller processes, maybe just as a POC, and then they expanded their usage of Camunda over many different banking processes. I would also like to tell you more about another case study that is about money transfer. Unfortunately, we cannot share the name yet, but I believe you will be able to read about this customer story in a few weeks, maybe in our website as well. So this is an example of a Fortune 2000 bank in the EMEA region that transformed its money transfer process using AI. So the bank implemented advanced AI orchestration and achieved remarkable results. So for starters, process efficiency. So they managed to cut down the processing time for transactions from 54 seconds to just 9 seconds, thanks to a seamless integration of OCR and AI technologies. And this not only boosted speed, but also enhanced customer satisfaction on their side. There was an error reduction team. So with AI at the core of their operations, the error rate was reduced by 50%. So it was reduced by half, ensuring the process is more dependable and compliant with the industry standards. There was an automation aspect. So an impressive 60% of transactions are now fully automated, requiring no manual intervention. And this level of automation demonstrates the power of AI to handle high volumes with precision. And then finally, workforce optimization. So by taking over repetitive tasks, AI has enabled Rabobank and their employees to concentrate on more strategic and value-driven initiatives. So supporting the bank's broader goals for digital transformation. Next slide, please. But of course, what we've gathered from this webinar so far is that AI pressures are disrupting businesses. So these challenges are pushing organizations to evaluate and future-proof their technology investments. For once, there is the aspect of customer expectations, which are changing. So they want their services to be fast, simple, accessible, and anywhere at any time. And research shows that most customers will abandon an organization after just 2 or 3 negative interactions. There is a technology, so these technology disruptions also bring an opportunity, of course. but they also bring risk and new regulations. So AI is a major disruption, so putting pressures on businesses to adapt in order to survive. And customers also have increasing expectations around AI, which means that this is another technology that companies need to drive value out of. Otherwise, it results in added compounded debt. And as technical debt accumulates, this also disrupts your customer's journey. And so this means that businesses are also desperate to find efficiencies to counter the escalating costs and regulatory requirements needed to remain competitive. But of course, we don't want to. We want to continue this conversation. So what we've gathered is that the AI waves keep coming, and they're very hard to predict. With the right process architecture, you can drive business outcomes today and be ready for whatever comes next. Process orchestration sits at the core of this architecture, and Camunda, it can enable you with a composable process orchestration and automation platform with embedded intelligence. Also, going back to the video I summarized before regarding Rabobank. So I told you that they presented their new use case during CamundaCon New York City. Well, now we're having an European edition of CamundaCon Amsterdam on the 14th and 15th of May. It's in Amsterdam. And you can already buy tickets. Of course, the sooner the better. Let's say the tier 1 tickets are already sold out. So right now, you can buy tickets until the 31st for 199 euros, or until basically one day before the event for 299 euros. And of course, there are discounts for big groups. So do check it out on our website. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Matteo. It was so impressive. Thank you so much for the information about the Camunda platform, and of course for the invitation. Maria, thank you so much about information about the BPMN platforms and your nice schemas. Well, Matteo, before we switch to the Q&A session, I would like to ask you one question. It's a personal question from my side. Well, is it reasonable to use BPMN platforms by small businesses? And if, for example, a small fintech startup can benefit from using BPMN platforms, or it's just for banks and insurance companies?
No, it absolutely is not just for big enterprise banks, for example. I can confidently say that the majority of our customers are in the insurance and banking sector. However, Camunda is not secluded to that industry. So it is adopted worldwide in every industry, mainly also in telco, manufacturing, and healthcare industry. However, Camunda works best when it's orchestrating complex processes, right? So you want to be careful, because if you're a SME, so if you're a small and medium-sized company, let's say, I don't know, 70 employees, there is a chance that the workflows that you're trying to automate are not that complex. So it might be not worth the investment. This is the case maybe if it's let's say a company in the healthcare industry. However, if it's in the banking industry, banking and insurance can really drive value from adopting Camunda, even if it's a small, maybe banking startup or a smaller SME. So you can, I don't know if I answered your question, but you can definitely drive value from Camunda, even if a small fintech startup, for example.
Okay, thanks so much. So next question. How do companies implementing Camunda measure strategic success, and which metrics are most important for evaluating return on investments? So the question is to Matteo, probably.
Yes. So I guess it's a very similar question to what Eva, I believe, asked before. So of course, every company has their own measures to qualify ROI, but I guess the major, let's say the the major perks that Camunda, the companies implementing Camunda can get out of the solution is better process efficiency and cost reduction. So reduction in operational costs, for example, faster execution times, but also customer experience. So of course, when a customer applies for a loan, let's say, and it quickly can go through the process, maybe without even talking to a person, that's of course a great benefit to customer experience, to customer satisfaction as well. But also compliance and risk management, of course. So ensuring that regulatory compliance and reducing risks are let's say are vital. It's one of the other perks of Camunda. I hope I answered your question, Dana. Yeah, Dana.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Matteo. Let's go to the next question. What practically sets apart Camunda from its competitors in tight budget markets like Eastern Europe? Oh, thanks so much, Ahmed, for the question. Probably, Matteo, could you comment it?
Yeah. So that's actually a very good question. It's a question that I often ask myself, because I mainly work in the Eastern European market, also in Italy, but Eastern Europe as well. And I'm often faced with maybe companies that have the perfect use case, are basically all Camunda champions. They love Camunda, they love the solution. But then whenever we go and talk about budget, they maybe get scared off. Of course, I think it's important, no matter the region, it's important that companies see the value first. Because of course, for a large organization, usually if we speak with software developers or with the, let's say, enterprise architects, they are Camunda champions, but they get scared about the price, right? So whenever we talk to C-suite people, let's say CIOs or COOs, lead enterprise architect, right? So when we talk to these people, we try to make them understand the value, because Camunda, I can say it confidently, it is the best solution on the market. It is not the cheapest solution on the market. It is not the most expensive solution on the market, but it is the best.
Okay. Thank you so much, Matteo. Thank you so much, Matteo. Thank you so much, Maria. It was impressive. And thank you so much, dear audience. I think we'll meet each other during our next webinars, upcoming webinars regarding digital banking and, of course, AI-powered banking. I think we will go through amazing topics, tempting topics, and hard topics. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.